Now an I-Team investigation, California's toxic secret. Is the state allowing some companies to dump toxic waste in our neighborhoods and then not clean it up?
Joel Grover investigates that state agency that is supposed to protect us from poisons in the environment, but insiders say the agency is putting your health at risk.
Here in the quiet bedroom community of Santa Fe Springs, residents are concerned about one of their neighbors, a company called Fibrotech, which recycles hazardous waste from electronics.
If they're using this kind of stuff around our water, oh Lord, I mean, where is that going?
In the water and soil under Fibrotech, according to government documents the I-Team obtained, is a stew of toxic chemicals, including hexavalent chromium.
Hexavalent chromium can be very harmful.
The carcinogen at the heart of the movie, Erin Brockovich.
I don't know that this is the cause, but there were 5 members in my family. 4 of us landed up with cancer.
Shirley White, a nearby resident, wonders if Fibrotech is to blame. It's just one of the companies cited in this report by Consumer Watchdog as a serial violator. And the report blames a state agency you've probably never heard of, the Department of Toxic Substances Control, or DTSC, which is supposed to make polluters clean up their mess.
It has let companies poison the environment for the last 20 years and sat on its hands.
Consumer advocate Lisa Tucker authored The Golden Wasteland about the DTSC.
This agency is completely falling down on the job.
Tucker's report cites Fibrotech as just one example. It was back in the 90s that the DTSC ordered Fibrotech to remove toxic chemicals from the groundwater all around its plant, but the full cleanup still hasn't begun.
The expectation the public has to be protected is not being served.
DTSC insiders told the I-Team their agency often fails to take strong action against violators who don't clean up.
If we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, we would be doing much more in the way of enforcement, and we wouldn't let some of these industries get away with literally murder.
Fibrotech told NBC4 in a letter it, quote, did not cause the site's hexavalent chromium contamination. That was there before Fibrotech arrived, but it is nonetheless cleaning it up. Some DTSC insiders say Fibrotech is to blame for the contamination and should have cleaned it up by now.
We have the power to pull the permits. We can revoke those permits.
But DTSC has allowed Fibrotech to operate on a permit that expired 16 years ago, even though the company applied for a renewal. And outside a recent town hall meeting, residents demanded to know why.
I mean, drive down the street with an expired license and see what happens to you.
Inside, we questioned DTSC officials.
That's a really good question.
Like the agency's spokeswoman, Charlotte Fadipi. 15 years is a long time to let them operate on an expired permit.
And I can't tell you why that happened. I wasn't here 15 years ago.
And Fibrotech isn't the only company allowed to operate on an expired permit. The I-Team obtained an internal memo written by the head of the DTSC admitting there are 22 hazardous waste businesses in the state working with outdated or expired permits. The memo says another state agency will soon perform an outside review of the permitting process for companies that handle toxic waste. And finally, over a month ago, we asked the head of the DTSC, Debbie Raphael, to speak with us at a time and a place of her choosing. We were told she's just too busy to talk.